So it is this time of the year again, a new iPhone. This time a little bit controversial because some people love this new aluminum because it dissipates heat much quicker. By the way, people whose native language is English, please could you agree on only one word for the material, whether it is aluminum or aluminium, and then pass it to people who learn English and say this is the correct word, because it's a little bit confusing, alright? So, some people are loving this new aluminum because it dissipates heat much quicker compared to titanium. On the other hand, some people say that this is too brittle of a material and titanium is much more difficult to damage. We do not care about that right now. All I'm going to talk about is the new cameras, and we're going to start from the selfie camera. The selfie camera needed an upgrade a long time ago, and finally it got it. From 12 megapixels to 18 megapixels, but it's not all. What's important is that the new sensor now is a square one rather than a rectangular one. It gives us a few advantages or opportunities. First, we can get a much wider field of view thanks to additional real estate. And second, we now can record horizontal photo or video holding the iPhone vertically. We could record horizontal video or photo previously, but you need to tilt the iPhone sideways. And it's not an ideal thing because the composition is kind of wonky and your gaze is shifted to the side. Now all of that is eliminated. You can hold your iPhone vertically and record horizontal, which is a huge plus. But now let's move to the main cameras. Ultra wide and the main one, they remained the same as the previous year, 48 megapixels, and the telephoto one finally got upgraded to 48 megapixels. It used to be 12 or 18, I think 12 megapixels before, which is not great. Now it is 48 and 4x instead of 5x, which correlates to more standard focal length, 100 millimeters, but it's all not important. What's important is Apple says that you now got 8x telephoto optical zoom, but it's not really optical zoom. What's really happening is that a center portion of the sensor is taken, and only center portion, and it's recording or taking pictures, and it is again 12 megapixels. So bear in mind, if you're using 8x, it is 12 megapixels. If you're using 4x, it's 48, and all of that is not important either. What important is, again, is the ability to record in new codecs. Previous year we've got ProRes. Now we've got ProRes RAW. ProRes RAW allows you to change ISO and color temperature after the fact, after you've recorded your image, and it is a huge bonus, a huge plus. A downside to that is that you cannot really record that internally. All you need to do is to connect an external SSD and record your video to that, which is a huge downside, because what's the point of selling a 2 terabyte iPhone if you cannot record ProRes RAW internally? I do not really know. All I've got is a couple of guesses. First, I think it's kind of difficult to handle the heat that the iPhone is going to generate once you try to record ProRes RAW internally using an internal SSD. And the second thing is that I think they might change that after the fact later with a software update. Maybe they can upgrade that, update that, and make it possible to record internally ProRes RAW. I do not know. All I know is that now you can record ProRes RAW externally using an external SSD. And another thing which wasn't mentioned by Apple at all is that you can now record in OpenGate. For those who have no idea what I'm talking about, OpenGate is when you record using your whole sensor. Yeah, surprise to everyone, you weren't recording with the whole sensor. You were recording using horizontal 16:9 portion of the sensor. Now, in OpenGate, you can record using the whole sensor. And why would you need that? Because the sides are not standard. It's not 16:9 anymore. Well, typically people record in OpenGate when they are using an anamorphic lens, because this anamorphic squeeze and this squeeze is perfectly designed for that OpenGate dimensions of the image, which is not something you would probably do with an iPhone, but I don't know, maybe you would. And the second thing is that now you can record only one frame like this one, for example. And because you've got this additional real estate over the top and down at the bottom, you can now grab a horizontal image and post it to YouTube, and grab a vertical image and post it to Instagram. Although with the latest Instagram trend of ultra-wide horizontal images, you probably do not really need to do that. But anyways, you now have the opportunity and ability to do that using only one frame, only one image. You record it once and grab vertical and horizontal images to post to different social media. So what's about the image quality? Because now we've got log 2, which is a new log profile, and when somebody comes up with a new log profile, typically it's done to increase the dynamic range, and I have no idea what the new dynamic range is because I've got no data and I've got no specialized equipment to check it, so I'm just going to throw a couple of footages on your screen for you to check whether dynamic range is good or not. First, this is the image that was recorded using iPhone 16 Pro Max in ProRes. Bear in mind it is color graded by me, but I use the same exact color grading settings for every image you're going to see. So 16 Pro Max in ProRes, now 17 Pro Max in ProRes, now 17 Pro Max in ProRes RAW, now 17 Pro Max in Open Gate, and now just for comparison Canon C70 in RAW ST, just for you to see the difference between a phone and a professional camera. Now I'm going to throw all of those images on the screen for you to pause, pixel peep, compare, and make your decision. What's my opinion about all of that? I'm really loving the new update, to be honest. I'm loving the new design, the new codecs, the new abilities, the new selfie camera and all of that. Whether it is enough to upgrade from 16 to 17, I don't know. It's a personal matter, it's a personal thing. It's always has been and it's always will be, and it's up to you to decide. I've just given you some information to think about and to make a decision depending on your budget, depending on your needs. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.